President Joe Biden is ramping up his criticism of Israel's prime minister over his handling of the war in Gaza. Talks between Israel and Hamas on a ceasefire and hostage release have not been going well, and Benjamin Netanyahu says Israeli troops are still preparing to invade the militant group's last major stronghold. Rebecca Castor has the latest details.
While the U.S. has not wavered in its support for Israel in its war with Hamas, President Joe Biden is not shying away from criticizing his Israeli counterpart's leadership.
I think what he's doing is a mistake.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu telling a group of army recruits just yesterday that the army will push forward with plans to root out Hamas in Rafah, a stronghold in southern Gaza where more than 1 million Palestinians are also sheltering.
This is not the best way forward. There are better ways to go after Hamas and Rafah.
U.S. officials are concerned invading Rafah will lead to a humanitarian disaster. Meanwhile, negotiations for a ceasefire and hostage release have stalled, limiting the aid arriving in Gaza.
I think there's no excuse to not provide for the medical and the food needs of those people.
But Hamas is not the only threat Israel is watching, with their foreign minister threatening to strike Iran directly if Israel is attacked from Iranian territory. This follows Iran's promise to retaliate against Israel for an attack on an Iranian consulate in Syria last week.
We have no interest to start another front with Iran. So far they are using proxies against us, but if they will make that mistake, they will pay a heavy price.
President Biden and Prime Minister Netanyahu spoke on the phone last week, and the White House says Biden threatened to make U.S. support for Israel conditional on them taking stronger measures to protect aid workers and civilians. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.